I spit Patron on this microphone. Watch out, I'm in the zone, worth for everything I own. Life is March Madness, one mistake, then you go. Yeah, I had a stroke, but your boy still rhyming. And Fresh got locked, but the squad still wildin'. Catch me in any city in the hood, we grindin'.
The next topic we're going to discuss on Boxing Bros are the pay-per-view numbers for the Tyson vs. Jones exhibition. So if you take a look, you will see that this is from the Independent. It has since been reported that the exhibition, which cost $49, scored 1.2 million pay-per-view buys. So Tyson versus Roy Jones, 1.2 million pay-per-view buys. Gee, what's your thoughts on that?
I believe it, and those are great numbers, especially for boxing around this time, and salute to them for finding that sweet spot. That $50 price range obviously is ideal. They had a bunch of rappers on the card in addition to these fighters and YouTubers, I thought it was good, but this is the one thing I'm gonna talk about one of my guilty pleasures, right?
Oh Lord.
On occasion, once every 6 months, I go on my World Star binge, right? Sometimes I gotta see the ratchetness, right? When I went to World Star, they had episodes of the Mike Tyson Roy Jones build up, right? Every week they had a new episode, whatever. And on top of that, the whole on World Star, the banner, everything was promoting the fight. They went hard promoting the fight on World Star Hip Hop. And I think on World Star, millions of people go on there every day. So to me, if I was PBC or DAZN or even ESPN and Top Rank, I'm like, we might want to have to holler at, World Star Hip Hop and make this happen. Because what Tyson did, salute to Tyson and Triller, what they did was they brought a lot of millennials and Gen Zs, the casuals, into the boxing world, just off of World Star Hip Hop alone. And on top of that, you add in Jake Paul and Nate Robinson, you know what I mean? That's even more people. So, that 1.2 million, I'm shocked. Honestly, I thought it was going to be at least 1.4, 1.5 million, but 1.2 is still a great number, especially for boxing, because I guarantee you Earl and Danny ain't going to get those type of numbers. So, salute to Tyson and Roy. You old heads did it again. You know what I mean? So, two legends are generating crazy money right now. But hold on, I do have beef, though. Why the hell did Nate Robinson get knocked out just for a guarantee of $600, though? Crazy. You know what I mean? So, that's something to think about. Next time, Nate, if you ever decide to go back in that ring or run it back, get you a lawyer, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Nate played himself, That's crazy,
You should at least got a cool million for getting destroyed like that for our public entertainment, man. That's crazy. That's like a public execution,
Dollar bill. Let's get it.
I don't think this is just so complex. I don't think this is so complex. Shout out to our boxing cousin Complex. But I don't think that this is too complex. This is just what happens when you give people what they want to see. You know what I'm saying? And then you're aware of the times. You know what I'm saying? $50 is reasonable. All these $100 fights, $88 fights for just one fight, these promoters are doing is being greedy. You're just being greedy and you're taking advantage of true boxing fans. You know why? Because true boxing fans are the ones that's going to be paying these $80 joints and all that. The casuals is not. They'll catch it on another day, or they'll catch the highlights. Unless
the bootleg.
Unless you can give them something that they want to see. If you give people what they want to see and you charge them reasonable money, you're going to get high numbers. It's just that simple. People wanted to see Mike Tyson again. This is what we're going to do now. Now, I think that all the other promoters need to take a page out of this book. Give the people what they want to see and give it to them at a reasonable price. And all these people will start doing numbers. Like I believe last
Put
night,
the hat on so you know what that means. Go ahead, Trill King.
Trill Nostradamus is in the building. And I think that some of them are going to start taking heed. Like, I believe that Danny Garcia and Earl would have sold more if it wasn't $75. You know? People want to see these fights. They just don't want to feel like they're being robbed. You know? And I don't think that these guys felt like they was being robbed with watching this fight. It was only $50, and you got to see the return of Iron Mike Tyson, and you got to see Roy Jones, and you get to see your YouTubers and official fighters as well, plus entertainers perform. Why not? It was beautiful. I thought, like G said, I thought they would have did more, but they didn't. But this also opens the door for more events. And I think that this sets up the blueprint now that Mike Tyson got it. Because now, look, Riddick Bowe and Lennox Lewis can get in there. I heard Lennox Lewis talking mess.
Yeah, Lennox was talking real greasy last night.
You know what I'm saying? So if Riddick Bowe want to go, there's some money there to make. But I don't think Riddick Bowe
was talking like he wanted to make that fight happen. Like he was hoping. And I saw them ask Lennox a question he was on First Take. Or was it Undisputed? He was on one of the shows, and they said to him, would you come back and fight? And Lennox said, I won't rule anything out, but
yeah, you pay that man.
And that Riddick Bowe fight is the fight that got away. It's the fight that never happened. Mm-hmm. Even though Riddick Bowe is just out of shape, out of his mind, we still
tune in. They'll still tune in because the press conferences will be crazy. You know what I'm saying? The banter between these gentlemen back and forth will be crazy. You got Evander Holyfield talking crap now. He's calling out Mike. He said Mike went out to Roy because that was safe. He didn't want no problem. He didn't want no smoke with me, so he went after Roy. He picked on Roy. So Evander wants to smoke.
Can you imagine this? Hold on. Tyson Holyfield 3, Lennox Lewis versus Riddick Bowe on the same card?
Oh, that might reach 2 million, son.
And then you only charging people $50? Come on.
Yo.
That'll do numbers.
Listen, they have little rappers in there. They have some more of them little rappers in there then. Throwing a little Fario Foreign in there, little Uzi Verts and all them other little kids and the little dudes in there. Mm-hmm. And then, you know, all the other littles, you know, and then put on another show for $50, and that's going to do crazy numbers.
And there's another fight they can add on there that we're going to talk about a little later. I'm telling you right now.
Listen,
I'm telling you right now.
That could be 2 million.
Yo, bro.
What they want to see.
2 million. That'll do more than 2 million, bro. Yeah. You gotta look at it like the UK is gonna buy that joint.
Facts.
They're gonna buy that joint.
You give people what they want to see at a reasonable price, and you're gonna win. All the other promoters need to take heed and stop being so greedy. You know what I'm saying? I get it. You know, y'all paying out these, like some people are paying out so much money that they think they got to try to get it back with these pay-per-views. Stop. Do what Triller did. You cut down production costs a little bit because it wasn't production crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it wasn't really.
Yeah, it wasn't. Cut down some costs on production.
Do some better production, though. I wasn't a big fan of how it looked.
But nobody complained about it. You know why? Because they gave them what they wanted to see at a reasonable price.
At some points, man, that fight looked like the Blair Witch Project. 1 minute, I was like, yo, what the hell? Like, why am I looking through the ropes right now? I'm like, we're going to camera over here. You stand over here. Ned did the production for that.
They hired Ned. TV. Yeah. But like I said, I'm not surprised. Once you give people what they want to see for a reasonable price, these are the numbers that you're gonna get. So then I think other promoters need to take heed because Mike showed y'all what y'all need to do. And like what G said, y'all definitely need to promote the on other platforms, and I think World Star was a great look because they had that whole episode of them and the whole build-up. I think that was awesome as well. But yeah, definitely, when you give people what they want to see for a reasonable price, you're going to get these numbers. That's all I have to say.
Yeah. Definitely. Trill's hit it on the head. When you give people what they see, the people what they want, the people will come. You build it and they will come. And a few months ago.
Did this dude really go fill the dreams? Cause
I like that. Go ahead. Go ahead, man.
A couple months ago.
It's unbelievable, yo.
I like that one.
A couple months ago, I told
sorry, Ned. You know that's you remember How High when they were doing that, and then it was Tracy Morgan. If you build it, who's gonna come? All I need is so it's all gonna be.
Yeah, a couple months ago on this channel, I said Boxing Mania. After the holiday, I said mainly on Boxing Day they should do this. But Tyson has figured out the blueprint for boxing. What's it? Legends boxing legends. It's like the senior Boxing Mania, and he has it perfectly. Before every fight, you have an artist perform. You have the build up to the fight. You have celebrities fight. And then boom, everybody's buying in. After they didn't have the families home together, they're watching this. This is perfect, and I'm looking forward to the next one. Tyson's events because he did it perfect. And shout out Snoop Dogg because he was there commentating, and then he killed it with his performance before they fought, and that was dope too. And it was sad what happened to Nate Robinson. I'm sad and shocked. I would just want to say Nate Robinson. That moment reminded me of somebody looking for trouble. You know, you have those Facebook warriors and they pull up to somebody's house and then they get stomped out and it's all on live and they're humiliated. That's perfect example of Nate Robinson. Nate Robinson wanted to smoke. He signed up for it for $600, not thinking he was gonna whoop Jake Paul, and he got what he deserved. You know. So at this point, what'd you say, G?
Remember, he did it for the athletes.
He did it for the athletes.
They'll leave it alone, man.
yeah. We're gonna move past Nate now, but yeah, it was great. Like that formula was perfect, and it was a reasonable price, and we got a spectacular event. So honestly, promoter, somebody take Boxing Day as your day, and Boxing Mania. I don't even want a percentage on it, or royalties on that name, and nothing.
Listen. Stop talking. You know what I mean?
I'm just gonna ask you a follow up.
What's up?
Yeah, with your chest, man, because it sounds like you're saying it, but you're tap dancing.
What you mean?
Are you insinuating that Iron Mike Tyson stole Boxing Mania and turned it into the Legends League, and he took your idea?
Nah, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying.
I'm saying
great minds.
If you feel that way, you should stand by your guns. And Mike Tyson, if somehow you see this, I think you should invite Ned on your podcast, Hot Boxing with Mike Tyson, where he gets to sit down with you and tell you that you stole his idea. I think you should do that, Iron Mike.
I do it as long as y'all come with me. Mike Tyson, you stole my idea, and I want my half. I want my cut. But nah, shout out to them, yo. They really did it big, and that was dope.
You know, Nate Robinson getting knocked out. Not that this is what this is about, but it really reminded me of something that was crazy because YouTube didn't always exist, obviously, and things didn't always go viral. But one of the most vicious viral knockouts I've ever seen, and you're going to know from the moment I start saying this. If you know, you know. Those who know, know. I'm not going to say the person's name. I don't want to embarrass. I don't want to, but it's obvious I'm hot. It's obvious you cold. My rap's platinum, and it's obvious you gold. Yo, if you know, you know. That was like the viral knockout. Everyone was like putting that up, and like I was like, wow. And you felt for that person because it was like everyone was watching it. And then so the internet and YouTube, everything taken off the way it is now, it's impossible. It's impossible. Like to just see the way like knockouts go viral is insane. So anyone who's been knocked out, anyone who's survived being knocked out, props to you, man, because that's something that you gotta be real. Like, yo, it never dies. It's always there. And you know, like majority of people have seen it, and you still gotta live your life. So just take it, own it. You know, we're all humans. We could all be hurt at the end of the day. As far as these numbers go, think about this, and I'm just going to take a deeper dive into what Trill was saying. I think those numbers are beautiful, but I think those numbers should caution some of these promoters who want to charge $75 for a fight, because you have to ask yourself, why can, how can Mike Tyson come out of retirement, hasn't fought in 15 years, and still break over 1 million pay-per-view buys at a reasonable price? And like Trill said, one, they're giving the people what they want. We're sick of hype jobs. I'm sick of hype jobs. I'm sick of building this guy up to be untouchable and everyone's running from him and everyone's, these guys don't run. I'm telling you, I've never seen a fighter that nobody wanted to fight, ever. That doesn't exist. It's a lie. That's what I keep saying. There's no such thing as a boogeyman. Every boogeyman that was ever promoted as the boogeyman, I've seen them knocked out. Since I've been watching boxing, I'm telling you, there's no such thing as a boogeyman. It's just a guy who hasn't stepped in the ring with his equal or better yet. That's it. No such thing as a boogeyman. Doesn't exist. There's always a fight out there that's willing and ready to give you a match. And even Floyd's undefeated. Floyd did his thing. But Floyd stepped in there with guys that gave him tough fights. And Floyd did what he did against top guys. And that's why he gets the love. And that's why people are saying like, oh, you guys aren't talking about the guy that was 54 and when he took a loss. Like, seriously, you want me to act like the 54 guys he beats compares to Floyd's 50? Like, I'm not entertaining that. So the bottom line is, give people the fights that they want to see. Stop playing around. Stop doing this song and dance, whatever. If you're worried because, say, you're top ranking, you got TC, and you don't want to lose your belt to PBC, then put it in the contract that if you lose the belt, you get to fight the guy who takes the belt 2 times in a year with 2 of your guys. Just make it so that, and be open to making the sport work. But the point that I'm trying to make is, you give people the fights they want to see, they're willing to pay for it, like Trill said. Fact. But here's another thing. Earl Spence against Sean Porter, or even we'll go Mikey Garcia. Earl Spence against Mikey Garcia sold 350,000 pay-per-view buys at $75 a clip, right? Which means that the fight generated $26,250,000. Iron Mike Tyson fighting Roy Jones in an exhibition charged $49, sold 1.2 million, and generated $58,800,000.
Hold on. On top of that, during a pandemic, just saying.
During a pandemic where people don't have, some people don't have jobs, some people don't have money, generated 1.2 million. So I say it to you again. 350,000 pay-per-view buys at $75 a wop generated $26,250,000. $26,250,000. But 1.2 million buys at $49 generated $58,800,000. Do you see the impact of being reasonable? The difference is $32,550,000. Stop being greedy. Stop being greedy, because what you're going to do is price yourself out of the game. People can't buy the fight over buying groceries. People can't buy the fight over paying certain bills. And you're sitting here looking like, oh, well, what bills? It's just an extra $25. How about Netflix and Amazon Prime? The fight's just one fight. I got to pay $15. Netflix actually went up $17 for Netflix, and I got to pay $10 for Prime. That's $27. Now I could spend this extra $25 for this one event, or I can watch movies and have access to all this content. That's what you're competing against, geniuses. You don't understand that? People, hold on, I see Ned's crooked finger. So go ahead, Ned.
I just also want to factor in after Black Friday and Thanksgiving, like where people actually don't really they go spend out their money.
Word. I hear you, Ned. Yeah. Good shit. Yeah. People don't got the money to be wasting. You know what I'm saying? Like Katie was alluding to. I agree. You got the holidays up here coming up next. Got doing with Thanksgiving Not to mention, the pandemic, people like you were saying, there's everything else going on. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a lot going on. And Katie, you hitting everything on the money. I want to swing it right back to you.
Yeah. No, just going off what you said. To sum it all up, if you give the people what they want, imagine Earl versus TC, $50. The type of money you can generate. Just imagine that. Joshua versus Tyson Fury, $50.
They do that. That'll go crazy. That'll do crazy because everybody's gonna want to see that, and it'll be a reasonable price where everybody want to see. That'll go crazy. They'll make so much money and keeping it reasonable where everybody like $50 is the max, and everybody feels comfortable with $50. They're not gonna feel anything over that. They're gonna feel like they've been ripped off. And besides, when they don't even know the other people on the card.
Another key. So I agree with you 100%, Trill. I think everybody here is in agreement. Give us the fights we want at a reasonable price because it's lucrative. Again, you just heard the numbers. At $49, Tyson generated 32 million more than Earl versus Mikey Garcia. And so really it's all about giving the people what they want at a reasonable price. So that's all I got to say about it.
Let us know how you feel in the comment section. Check us out on Instagram and Twitter. And please check out our podcast on all major streaming services. We are the Boxing Bros.
We could have been flawless, flying up to make people's mouths drop jawless. How can 2 years be erased in 1 August? And I have my pride, so I had to get brolic. All in all, I can't call it. Just know you're my queen. Wish I was denim, cause then I be in your jeans. Can't fight fate, and you've been loving me since your teens. But when you can't move forward, you gotta wipe your slate clean.